Wow, pretty red. Parlant français, je ne peux pas parler français pendant la français. Ouais, non. Je vis. Ooh. That's a nice one. Je suis le épicari. Okay, yep. So the signal. Saturn journey is soleil. The south is blue and clear. What else? What else? Illicisa, 6 o'clock. No, this is nice. This is like perfect weather to do zooms. Unfortunately, I'm OTing, but at the same time, I need to do grocery shopping. Really need to do grocery shopping. I ran out of food. Yeah, I need to stock up a little bit, but well, look at all this place. So nice, so cool. Okay, parlant anglais. I have a few talking points, but I don't know if I've done it already, or did I massage enough for the topic to be up on the vlog? That is a question, because we'll talk a little bit of finance, but not really finance. It's more along the lines of how I want to talk about how I save and how I spend, and how much we can spend or stretch ish. Yeah, no. Come think of it, I couldn't remember. And I remember another talking point that I want to reserve is spend. No, it's on a weird scale. Really, it's on a weird scale. I have no idea. It's windy, still, ooh, look at that. I love this type of days, and it's nice and breezy, so it's cool all the way. Yeah, I can't really pinpoint. But anyway, here it goes. I'm just gonna wing it a little bit, because partially I want to talk a little bit bugs. Call that live. Yeah, bugs. Summer, official. Doesn't matter what it is, but officially the weather. Summer. Yeah, cross the road a bit faster so that the cars can cross without issue. And let's start off with how I save. Yeah, just a quick little one for this vlog. Like I said, I know most of the vlogs I keep saying I've done it already, and I think it's one of those refresh. Okay, very simple, because of my because of the, what do you call this, the bi-weekly pay. Yeah, 2 weeks once makes my life so much easier. Alright, simple as that. If you just started to work, the first one is the most toughest month, because the first one you want to save for your rent, and then the second month, the first paycheck you want to save for your rent, right, which is the rent on itself normally. But if you're lucky, okay, if you're really first time working, usually you don't have money on the first month. To be honest, you really don't have money on the first month. So how people will go through that is tough. But let's say you get an advance pay a little bit to pay your rent. So if that's the case, the first week rent, the second week rent, and whatever you do, you can't really do anything on the first month. Like you really have to sacrifice your first month of comfort, like everything. Yeah. No, it is tough. Your first month is gonna be the worst. And then obviously your first year of working, officially your first year of working, you should not be staying, you should be sharing, right? You should be renting a room, sharing like the most bare minimum. In fact, I would dare say, if you don't have, usually when you just graduated work, okay, you know what, your parents might give you an upper hand. Maybe the first month they will help you take care of the bills, and the next month is where you get all your rent and stuff. That's where you start paying the bills, which is a great setup, right? And I do hope everyone has a little bit of not say upper hand, but at least something to go to flow. But let's say assume you start off with nothing, right? You go back into work, then your first month is the most hardest month. Your first 6 months is the most, you must be very disciplined. yeah, there's no way to go around it. So week 1 ran, week 2 ran, and in that case, it's gonna be tough. Or if not, your first week is ran, and then your second week is partial ran and partial food. Obviously you still need to eat, right? So like I said, the first week the first paycheck is the toughest paycheck ever. So that's that. So for my case, you know what, right, at least I was blessed. First month of working, I don't really have like financial issue, but mainly because I've saved enough during schooling that I can offset a little bit. Same goes with coming to Canada. I have enough, not say emergency fund, I have enough savings to offset a bit. And truth to be told, I survived with 2,000 Canadian dollars. And yeah, I think that's a very good lesson as well. I brought 2,000, was it 2 or 3,000? I don't remember. Definitely not 1,000, because my first month rent was about 1,000. So it's definitely not, yeah, it's definitely not one, either 2 or 3. I totally forgotten. It's been a while. Okay, so yeah, and then obviously when I first came here, I had reallocation assistance, so I got 2 weeks of free accommodation. And that was a bit lucky, because my first 2 weeks was the critical week, because after that, that's where my paycheck comes in. And obviously when I want to get a place to rent, I need to I need to pay 1 month plus 1 month deposit. Oh, okay, yeah, no wonder it felt okay. So it's 3 grand. It's 3 grand. Because I was wondering what happened to all the money. Where did it go? Oh, you know, I need to cross to the park. So that's that. Yeah. So from there, I just changed. So the first paycheck is technically for rent, but the first paycheck is to get everything, all the necessities out. The second paycheck is where I gear up for the next month's bills, and the bill includes rent, food, yeah, rent. Ooh, wrong place to walk. Rent, food, and bills. That's how it is, right? Usually I automatically clear off my credit card, and obviously middle of my stay in Canada, basically 2 years back, I decided to pay all of them, like pay extra. Alright, so now that's how it is, how the cycle of money goes. And then obviously the next, to advance this strategy, right? Basically to advance this a little bit more, to enforce whatever I save. Okay, so once I paid off everything on the next month for my second paycheck, so whatever I have on the next month's first paycheck, I get to save it, keep it, and plan for it. Yeah, and plan, let's say if I want to buy anything, I'll buy. Obviously the first 2 years again, I was quite stingy. I don't think you can run away, right? When you first started work, your first year is usually the toughest year. Save and save and save and save. So that's how I started off. And then of course, as the years progress, if you tune into the vlog, I enforce certain steps and stuff. And one of the core steps that not say I introduced, but I reinforced, was the idea of buying. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I already introduced this way back before I came to Canada. Live as a minimalist as best as you can, because you really save a lot of money. Alright, I think this vlog is going to be long-winded if I continue some more. So I'm just going to close up a little bit more before I go to the grocery store, and probably call it a day. Is the savings part. So obviously how I save is when I want to buy something, I will always compare to what I can buy other stuff, which is critical. One of the critical thing, I mean, it's a habit for me. You might not take it, you might not like it, but it is very important for me, because when I start comparing, that's where I can decide a little bit easier. So I'm gonna use my most recent expenditure. My recent most useless spendings, which is ski pass. So previously, I mean, when I came to Vancouver, season pass, bought it, felt that I didn't fully utilize it, so that's bad. Cut down, and then cut down, still didn't fully utilize it, cut down again. Yeah, that's how it is. And if I were to compare, right, I could have gotten a camera. I could have gotten 2 cameras, to be honest. 2 cameras. Yeah, I always go through around, like when I want to buy a camera, I always think, would I fully utilize the camera? Stuff like that. And yeah, and it's tough. It's tough, I know. Anyway, that's just the gist of it. I'm not going to go too in depth. Plus, I got no topic. Anyway, let's see if they accept credit card. Okay. Last one I did say, right? So spending, I am very precise. Yeah, some spendings are a bit rubbish, to be honest. For example, what rubbish stuff have I bought lately? Not really. Oh, Pokemon cards and whatnot. Okay, those are a bit rubbish. Lightsabers, not really. So, other than things that you like, right? And I believe you should pick at least 1 or 2 things that you like. Yeah, because it's important. I have to talk to a few people, and I think they all share the general consensus. Is it life worth living if you just work? Huh? And then it's more, the fun bit is this one gets a little bit more obvious when you try to live minimalist as best as you can, because literally you got nothing else. So that's how I view it. So at least have 1 or 2, you know, things that you can spend and you don't feel guilty about. For me, lightsabers. Lego to a certain extent. I've cleaned up as much as I can. Toys in general, but toys also I need to, you know, keep an eye out. Like what toys to get, what toys not to get. But most of my purchase has to be dual purpose. Right? If it has more than 1 purpose, fantastic. If it has 2 purpose, good. 3 purpose, great. If it's stuff that you use every day, I think it's worth, you know, put a little bit more, not say money, put a little bit more budget into it. For example, I don't mind buying a table, an expensive table to boot, but that is okay because I use it every day. And to be honest, $300, $400 plus tax and whatnot. Yeah, I money well spent. Back then, yeah, was tight on cash, but money well spent. The TV is a half thing. That's why right until now I still want to buy my second TV stand, because it's like, it's not really giving me a dual purpose, 1 purpose. Yeah, that's a little bit tough. Plus, I hardly use TV as a daily use, so it doesn't really need. Yeah, it doesn't really need it. Or rather, I don't really need it. Whew. Same goes with vacuum cleaner and stuff. And that is how I usually generally save money along the line. Like, would you? Do you really need it? If so, can you use it to buy something else that is better? Yeah, worked out pretty well. Ooh, sun is behind me. Not good for the video. And also, I've been off-putting buying a camera. That has to change, right? I need to level up my camera. So by end of the year, I promise myself, one of the budget I need to upgrade is the camera. Yeah, and laptop. Oh, so many things. It's annoying. So that's why I still use my GoPro until today. Right? This is a 2018? No, 17-16 model, and I have used it for a good 7 years. That is fantastic. And that's basically how I stretch my money. Buy a little bit more expensive, stretch it as long as you can. That's one way to do it. Or if it's just repair, maintain, repair, upkeep the daily things that you use. Simple as that. Very, very simple. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm not gonna go anymore. It's gonna be long-winded after that. And that's how I save money. That's how I really save. The only difference is, yeah, last year was, I will still have to put it on record. Last year, I spent money like an entrepreneur, right? Invest here and there. And of course, depending what I invest. And I invested on Bitcoin and crypto. Yeah. It's a lesson. It's definitely a life lesson worth learning. Is the money well spent? Absolutely, I have no idea. If I'm looking at it as today, no. Horrible investment. You never know. Until then, je devrais remain. Yeah, definitely not talking about investment. Investment is a whole different thing. And I think I can do the money jar tomorrow.